Hey there, folks, and welcome back. Yeah, I'm running it back on this one. I mean, we used to do repeats of videos before, so it's no big deal. But yeah, it's been a little bit more narrow in the deck choices that are available now in Historic. So I'll explain that a little bit later. But for now, let's get back to how this deck's going and what's changing. So I removed the Nissas and a number of other effects to get Authority of the Consuls as my turn 1 play. To hedge against aggro, that does mean we are more all in on Approach of the Second Sun. So there is that. But we are an approach deck, and I'm trying to make the best approach deck I can right now. So, yeah, Authority of the Consuls just deals with aggro, deals with Gruul, deals with sacrifice to an extent, of course, as long as you don't brick. But, you know, if you're not bricking, then yeah, this card will buy the time. It buys plenty of extra turns, all on its own. I mean, it's a 1 mana gain 10,000 life is what it says, all things considered. So we're adding that because the current meta is Pridemate or Sacrifice and decks that go to beat them. That's kind of why the decks are... That's the second part of why I'm having a little trouble making new decks. Anyway, beyond that, we still have the Explore, Growth Spiral, Krasis, and Risen Reef. Risen Reef, I am considering switching to Mind Stone, but I don't know if its value is there. I'm trying to find a 2-mana solution to replace Risen Reef. It's a great jump blocker, don't get me wrong. Like, that will buy me plenty of turns on its own when someone's like, yeah, I've got a 5/5 and 6/6 whatever, and I'm just like, jump block for a turn, because it gave me the ability to cast Risen Reef rather than Wrath that turns aggressively. So that's kind of where this card is right now. It's a chump blocker, but at the same time, it's slow. So hard to say there. But still, like, one of the best solutions there for an Explore, because we're trying to draw a card for everything so that we can, draw to our approaches. That's always the plan. Beyond that, we still got Kenrith in here. It's all right. Depends on how the mana is flowing and all that. Doomskars are still 4 of. Mending of Dominaria is still in here as a 1 of. Just kind of, it might do the thing, it might not. Anyway, so these are the next 2 in line to just, like, we're trying to make an approach deck, and, all the fun things that we had. This was originally just a Mending of Dominaria shell that we decided to slot into, trying to make approach work. And the shell is great, don't get me wrong. This shell is perfect, but you take the namesake card every time. I can't wait for us to take an Approach of the Second Sun, because it's the card that's the namesake that isn't working. It'll happen eventually. Anyways, we got Hour of Revelation after that to just destroy everything when our opponent's got a gigantic infrastructure of Trail of Crumbs and so on like that. Then we just kind of blow it all up. After that, lands, as you know. So this is us just running it back. So let's get in some games. We are playing ranked today, as was suggested to me. Wanted to see how it does in ranked, so we'll take it over to that meta. Meta is slightly different, so this is the card changes I made to try and interact with that meta. So yeah, different decks, different cards to play against them. So let's get into it. All right, we are in. We're on the draw. We have Authority of the Consuls available to us. That's something to consider. I'm just readying my percolator. There it is. And yeah, heck yeah, we'll open up on 1 there. But never mind, we don't have the blue, so we have to Boulder Loft it. Yeah, we have to Boulder Loft it if we want to do it without too much damage right off the get-go. Guildgate says that's just not, there's no point. Let's Temple of Plenty instead. Yes, plenty of lands. Guildgate says we're up against very, very slow this, so we just have to ramp to approach. Really, that's all there is to this game. We ramp to approach, we win the game. We're faster than Maze's End for sure. Should be, at least. Yeah, okay. I suppose this may affect their decision in some way, but... Click the card, please. Thank you. Sure, Plaza Harmony, the 1 untapped land. That's not bad. Okay, so we want to Risen Reef, hope for a land. We don't get it, but we do get an Explorer for later. Yeah, Authority, what's its use here? Not much. Circuitous route, they're going fast. They're going super fast. But they only have... yeah, that makes 4 gates, so they're not quite there yet. That Explorer better hit a land. We're kind of struggling here. We're struggling a lot. Alright, let's set this in case they have a creature win, and we'll play Authority anyway. Because got nothing better to do while we wait for our mana to not appear. One more land and we can at least Krasis for a reasonable amount. I'm a little worried that Maze's End may be faster at the rate that we're going here. I mean, we have the approach, but yeah, if Maze's End shows up, we're in trouble. Okay, that's not bad. Okay. That gives us our Krasis with 4 mana. Or Krasis for 4, draw 2 cards, hopefully drawing us the appropriate lands to approach. That's all we needed. Hopefully they say we need to react and do a board wipe. Hopefully. Nope, Guild Summit anyway. So we're going to just... I think we can beat Maze's End. I think we can from this point. They didn't tap everything down. Huh. Growth Spiral? Not that it matters. Anyways, first approach is safe to go. We can cast this freely. It is a Growth Spiral. Okay. Plaza Harmony, which is not a gate. They are very heavy on the Simic gates. Let's send in the Hydroid Krasis. They'll block this one, and then hopefully the gates ablaze and waste their mana on that. That's the plan anyway. I could have sent in the Risen Reef too, I suppose. Nitpicks, but we're probably never winning that way. There we go. That's where we want them spending their mana. So they think they have X amount of turns. Obviously, 4 approaching the deck matters. Yes, tap it all down. Tap it all, baby. Tap it, tap it, tap it. Yes! Tap too much. Okay, so they're on the burn plan. Alright, cool. Okay, we're on the draw. We have some ramp. It's ramp. We're against birdies in the sky, so we're probably going to... There's our easy mana. Okay, so we're going to Authority right away. That'll slow their deck down significantly. But then we explore World Tree, get the blue mana. We can continue from there. Okay. So we slow them down quite a bit. The pressure is way off, though. Way off. So, yeah, we're against Phoenix, or Phoenix accessories. Authority is going to slow down their deck significantly, as they know. Iteration. They've played a land drop, so this is literally doing nothing. Cool. I'll take it. Okay, so now we Branchloft, explore, World Tree. Go ahead. I believe next turn a spiral into Risen Reef if we find the blue. Hard to say. Dragon's Rage into play. Not bad, but also it's a double-edged sword with Authority, so we have to watch out for that. Anyway. Yeah, we didn't draw enough of that. Let's do Risen Reef off the top. I want to see some more cards. Yeah, there we go. So that's the blue source that we would have needed. We would have gotten it. Okay, that's fine. Looting, they say. Birds go in the yard. I would assume that Dragon's Rage grows. And it does. So we're going to, yeah, totally Risen Reef. We've got approach. Well, let's try and find our second approach before they can find a means out of this. Okay, so, yeah, just might as well attack, make it seem threatening. Okay, so we have Approach of the Second Sun. Krasis to draw more. Seems fine. Considering. There's a chunk of damage that comes from it, but Authority of the Consuls will kind of, like, stymie some of the damage. So those birds will come in, tapped, will gain life, will take damage from Darcy only. Iteration. So there's their 3 spells as far as they care. Okay, so burbs come into play. Maybe. We'll see what else happens. Killing a Risen Reef, that's fine. We're mostly there anyway. Life gain, life gain. So we're back to 20, down to the... Oh, and the birds are out and Dragon's Rage is back. Anyways, Approach of the Second Sun. Doomskar will clean up the mess, and we're going to keep this here just to irritate Darcy. Doomskar's a nice pickup because now we can wrath them appropriately and slow them down again. Sprite Dragon, tapped. Sprite Dragon, tapped. We will just block Darcy. Okay, and explore. We just want to get further in the deck, of course, and a straight up Doomskar. Bye-bye! So that super slows them down, and we're good. Okay, we're on the play, and we have Growth Spiral into some plans here. We can work with it. Keep. Okay, so for Growth Spiral, we're mostly checked into this one, but we can, yeah, I suppose we can open Hallowed Fountain regardless. We can go from there. Our opponent is Yorian Sarah Ascendant. Authority of the Consuls, how do we want to set this up? There's a number of plans here, and I think this is actually really tough, because if we set this to white, we can actually set Doomskar on the ready, which means something. It's so cool. It's so tough. I'm going for it. I'm going for it. I don't like it. I don't like our mana wherever it's at right now. It just kind of sucks. Anyway, Sarah Ascendant does a poke. That's not terrible. We're going to do that, and we'll go figure. Deck's like got tons of green. Like if there's one thing, we definitely have green. So yep. We're going to gain that life, and Dreamroot Cascade is exactly how we get this done. Alright, so we're going to allow them one more turn, probably. What you gonna do? Wall of Runes. You got it, buddy. I will gain that life. Also, Wall of Runes? What kind of deck are you running over there? Welcoming Vampire, yes, I get it, but... Exploit? Sure. A lot of ETB. too much value, honestly. But you know what? Whatever. We have a plan. Let's get to the plan. Let's just keep our life total high. The value that they're producing afterwards is not really of note. So just keep that in mind. We're going to this plan, and anything else is kind of whatever. So anyway, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We can wrath this turn and then approach next turn. That gets us starting there. And then if we draw a land after that, we can Kenrith plus gain life, so we can stall. Cloud Blazer is a spectacular card to dirtle with, that is for sure. Anyway, approach. So they're going for long games. We're not going to go that route. Kenrith drawing a card is also a consideration for me. Priest of Ancient Lore says, gain life and draw a card. Man, that's a lot of draw cards. That's also a consideration. Just but what if I just did this for now and just said, I've got Kenrith. Pass the turn. Well, our Revelation if we need to, but if they're going to Yori and gain life and draw cards, we'll force them into that plan. That's a free Kenrith. Thank you very much. Opponent, I totally appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you, opponent. Appreciate it. Next. This Mending of Dominaria. If I were to play it next turn, we would mill off that. Okay, yeah. Easy. Okay, we're in. We're on the play. That's the mana. Okay. Let's start with the breeding pool. Let's start with the breeding pool here. Nowhere else. Doomskar is very, very swift to be our judgment at this time. So I'm going to go that route. Explore. Okay, we'll be making some mana in the meantime. So very, very swift Doomskar is coming. Oh, Gruul. Yeah, well, we're going to have to play very aggressively. I don't like our chances with this one. Gruul puts me under a lot of pressure, I find. Like, a ridiculous amount of pressure. Just silly, silly pressure. Okay, so we're foretelling Doomskar. And we're just playing Breeding Pool tapped. And we have to blow up the board. Embercleave too? Oh, thank God. Alright, so, Doomskar. Broke Intervention? Are you one of those people? Oh, you're going to scoos up? There's nothing in here there, opponent. Bone Crusher Giant. Okay, we definitely need to reverse the flow of this game. Big time. Big time. Like, we just can't allow this damage at all. And we need to naturally draw lands and naturally draw approach. This is just how Gruul is. Kazandu Valley, oh man. Authority of the Consuls, man. Why are you doing this to me? Why are you doing this to me? So I can take a turn off and run the Gambit. Authority is going to make sure nothing hasty comes out, so we can do that. We can foretell that. And then we can grow spiral and hope to get a plan. That's all I got. So that's not an Embercleave, thank goodness. Okay. That's nice. Llanowar Elves not really paying for itself at all. Oof. Now that's what I call some spice. Yeah, alright. Next Bone Crusher Giant. We're at 4. Bone Crusher into play. We gain some life. You got to play Risen Reef here and hope they don't have Embercleave, basically, is the end of it. So now we have the mana for, yeah, it's gross. It is what it is. We got there or we don't. Embercleave totally ruined this game for us. Alright, yeah, it is Embercleave. They had the pause. Random map ruins, whatever. Yeah, it's Embercleave. Okay, fine. Okay, we're on the play. We have Krasis and Growth Spiral. I guess we can work with that. I guess we can Temple Garden into Island, into some of our tap lands from there. Lurrus of the Dream Den exists. And it's one deck I never ever want to play against, ever. Gross. Alright, so we'll play the blue mana and make them question playing their best shit. That's kind of what I'm hoping for, is absolutely nothing important. Okay. Okay, so we're going to play... You know what? Let's play in the Wrath colors first. In case that comes along, and it does, so we can do this. And then we can do this, where we can go like that. And pump fake a negate or something, I don't know. Like, whatever. Sentinel's Eyes is fine. Basically, they're getting one attack at best. Curious Obsession, I'll be happy to get rid of that. Just blow up the creatures. Absolutely. I will absolutely destroy that stack. Authority buying us 5 seconds of time. And breeding pool. And we have a Krasis for 4, which may or may not do something. Lurrus to hand. Oh, man. Krasis for 4 and time to use it? Hell yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. Another Krasis. So we approach, then we do another Krasis? Heck yeah. For Spirit Dancer, tapped. Oh, we will aggressively block. I don't care. Unless they portable hole me or something like that. I don't know what they do. Bring back Sentinel's Eyes, sure. We got our plan. We block. We Krasis. So this turn, we have a free reign on our approach, then we do our block, and then we Krasis, and we draw to the next approach. And that's kind of where we're at right now. So we chill out. And see how good your value is. Lurrus of the Dream Den. Not really important right now. It really isn't. I don't care about Lurrus. It's not helping matters here. Sure. Okay, block. As I said, aggressive blocks. Very aggressive blocks. Alternatively, we can also just win. Alternatively, we can just win. Okay, we're on the draw. We have Doomskar's Authorities. It better be a creature deck. It had better be a creature deck. It kind of is. Alright, authority. White, black, Alcide. Soul Guide Lantern. I'm confused, but sure. Okay. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. Here's another authority. Your move. We'll work on the ramp plan right now. There's no pressure, so Doomskar can happen as convenient. Unless I need to change that. Lurs. Sure. Lurs ain't doing nothing. Well, I suppose it's got Soul Guide loops, which is something. Yeah, Soul Guide loops is enough. Alright. Yeah. Yeah, Soul Guide loops are a problem. Guys, ghost form, of course. Of course. We'll get back to that. So, this is the forever loops of Kai's ghost form. Fine. So, I just lock you under... Let's get rid of the value for now, then. Opponent doesn't even understand exactly what they're protecting from. Man, if I could only have a black spell. Boop! Off goes the Gaia's Kyle. Okay. And some life gain. Yay! We got it back. Our ghost form goes back on. So this is all about Lurrus all the time. This is all Lurrus all the time. If they never draw Lurrus, their deck just rolls over and dies, I guess. Yeah, we need to see lands. We need to see lands now. We're getting mana screwed, and I'm not quite a fan of it right now. Glass casket. Okay, fine. Just draw me my lands. I'm just asking for some stupid lands. So much mana screw. Soul Guide Lantern again. Archfiend's Vessel. That ain't good. Okay, I was going to say something about Doomskar, but I think we're at the point where we now have to ignore their board as much as humanly possible. We just, like, we have to straight up ignore what they're doing, because that's the best plan. Like, they don't exist to us as far as that matters. That is not bad. That means that we can continue this plan, but we still didn't draw a land! Is just incapable of hitting lands on time. There's a reason there's 30 lands in the deck. So I got a plan B if they'll just leave me the hell alone, and they won't. And that plan B is hope that we run into white mana. Oh wait, we have the World Tree. Okay, so here's my plan. Foretell Doomskar, play Authority. Untap. Doomskar. Lurrus is dead. That's helpful. The fourth Authority is really helpful. Okay. which means we'll get a big recovery in the process. Okay. Cathar Commando, not doing a heck of a lot right now. But anyways, we're going to, yeah, we're going to destroy this board. Lurrus, everything's gone. I'm concerned about their one card in hand, currently. Like, if it's another Lurrus, we're in a lot of trouble. It's predicated on them just not having another Lurrus right now. They exiled their own card. I mean, okay. I'm not going to tell them how to do it. Okay, so here we are. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7. We can just do it now and get it cooking. I think doing it now and getting it cooking is probably just fine. I don't want an Archfiend's Vessel while I'm trying to look for the second approach. So they're just going to keep looping Lantern, which is fine, whatever. They're just drawing cards. They're not really doing anything threatening at this time, other than the extra Lurrus. Which, yeah. How do they find Lurrus with what they're doing? Like, do they just mulligan until they find Lurrus? I don't get it. What if they lose Lurrus? Well, we definitely plan on making that happen. No, you can't loop your vessel, buddy. You're not going to loop your vessel. Sure. I mean, that's fine. Anyway, we're at 5. And, yeah. Don't have yet another thing, please. I don't need to go through another layer of protection right now. I'll gain all this life, that's fine. They threw the third Cathar Commando in the yard anyway. And we gain the life from that. And we blow up Lurrus. Okay, we're at 12. Can't be Lurrus. They have a raised dead. They have Yawgmoth? Sure, okay. Okay, so now we're going to dig. Now we're digging. Shh, don't tell them. We're digging heartedly. Don't tell them. Consideration for random unburden, because these decks play random unburdens. I could have kept the card in hand either way. We did it. We got there. Ooh, man. Hey, we're on the play. We have a couple avenues to go through here. I'm interested. Turn 1 Authority, turn 2 Growth Spiral World Tree in the sequence of how these cards go currently. So we'll set that. Okay, their deck is very vomity, so that's good. So, Growth Spiral, World Tree, Risen Reef, Doomskar somewhere. Pride Mate. This might go faster. Okay. So, World Tree for sure. Since that's always tapped. We can Risen Reef to buy time. That's totally fine. Authority. Let's just jam those. Hopefully it keeps Sarah Ascendant slightly at home. Glorious Anthem. Okay, it doesn't. Snap that. We're getting our lands. We just need to get to the approach now, I think. So let's dig for approach. That's not approach. Keep looking. I'm going to take a beat here for a second. I'm going to foretell that. Hopefully they play a couple more things that I can kill. Yep. This buys me a lot. Yeah, this buys me a lot of time. Them vomiting out this stuff. Okay. Now we nuke the board. There's our approach. Well, our first approach, anyway. Anyway, big time pressure off. Hopefully they put their best foot forward and we've got time. If they're bringing back Veteran and that's it, then we're probably better off. Abiding Grace. I won't Abide Grace, sorry. You hear what Grace did? And then take your 1-drop and immediately pull it from the graveyard. Sarah Ascendant, gain some more life. It's definitely buying time. But we are drawing land, which means that we are 7 cards deep, which 7 turns away. Which means I don't like our odds right now, as it stands. Second Anthem. Man. Okay. Oh, never mind. I really gotta, like, start playing an extra land for Mana Tithe. One of these days I'm gonna get sniped. Okay, in on the play. Functional enough. It's got a plan. We can Doomskar our way or explore our way. Depends on what our opponent kind of gets to here. If they're, like, out the gate, just, like, yeah, if they hit the ground running, then obviously we gotta get our Doomskar packed away. We'll see. We'll see. And the computer says free up storage space. Fine. I will free up storage space. Empty recycle bin. There's a mana screw on that game anyway. So, but anyways, that's a concern. So, yeah. That might be the end of the video then. If that's the case, I might have to just say, okay, that's as much as you're getting because that's as much as I can do. Field of Ruin. Our opponent is exceptionally dirtily, so we're just going to Risen Reef and we're going to push our way right on up. So one of these and one of these, and we have the Mending of Dominaria for your Field of Ruin. That's a good feeling. Omen of the Sea, however. So hard control. Gross. Ew. Ew. This one's going to be a hard one for us. This is the match that we would sideboard for if we set ourselves up best of 3. Just heads up. Anyways. Crack them. So this Doomskar is a dead card. Let's just play Mending. You don't need to see that approach in their opponent. I will take this Krasis. Risen Reef coming at you. And we will just do this for 4, because in the face of a counterspell, this is exactly what you want. Yeah, and so I get my trigger. I don't know if there's any lands in there, but, oh, there is. Okay. Elspeth conquers death. Let's get that approach in then, now then. Swing in. Pass the turn. So what do they do? I find it funny that I can pay for an 8-mana Hour of Revelation. That's what we want. Cool. Now a Hydroid Krasis. A massive Hydroid Krasis giving us massive card advantage is exactly what we've got on the docket. So they were thinking Archon was safe with Elspeth Conquers Death. We corrected them. I hate Narset. I hate Narset so much. Dovin's Veto for the rest of the game. We have to play into it. So, yeah, let's burn that Dovin's Veto. I'm going to play Authority. I'm going to play it on you. Oops. Oh, whatever. Wow. Okay, well, we'll use the rest of the mana for that. Veto on Authority. That was the bridge too far. So now the Hydroid Krasis is almost free and clear. You're going to target a land other than the World Tree with your Field of Ruin? Okay. I got a forest. Island's in play, but we got a forest. Birth of Miletus. So we're trying to burn through their counterspells real hard right now so that we can sneak in the second approach. Because the Krasis are obviously just as threatening. That's the thing. We definitely need to gas up, though. Scry to the top, so a couple of valuable cards. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Just jam it. Temple of Plenty is somewhat helpful. We'll just bottom that. Drawing nothing but Doomskars and lands, obviously not exactly where we want to be in life. Anyways, we got a 7/7 to throw at them. Thank you. So we just drew yet another card off our Krasis. How much value would you like? So they're holding up more Veto. gross, game. Come on. Let's do that much. We're representing 3 cards that may or may not be of value right now. Luckily, our opponent just has Dream Trawler because fuck you, that's why. Alright, approach. Do you have it? Yeah! No counters for you! Alright, well, Hard Drive Space says that we're ending at Silver Tier 4. Okay, so there we are. Alright, deck is very good with Authority of the Consuls in ranked at least. There's a lot of dirtily decks in the play queue, so Authority's a little harder to justify there. Just kind of keep that in mind. So, you know, balance based on where you're playing this deck, of course. So, you know, you're playing dirtier games in the play queue, so you want to play some, you know, some longer game, maybe. You know, you'll figure it out. Anyways, I want to say quickly on the difficulty of making new decks. Specifically, I wanted to make some creature decks. You know, have some fun with tribal because I play tribal here all the time. And I like to bring tribal decks to you of weird crap. I do have one on my mind, and I really hope that the meta shifts just slightly as a result of it. I think it's definitely the meme-worthy kind of stuff that you're looking for a tribal deck. Rare wildcards. You know how it is. Anyway. So this deck is great because it makes all those wraths just kind of fizzle out. Because, you know, everyone's playing to beat these sacrifice or life gain decks. Or they're playing the sacrifice life gain decks. So our wraths are still generally good. And if they're not good, then we just have this free shot to use all these ramp spells as we need to, straight to Approach of the Second Sun a lot of the time. Especially mono black control. Like we embarrass mono black control, for example. They have no game versus us at all. So yeah. So yeah, with the amount of Pridemate decks, you have to be able to beat Pridemate while beating these decks that have, you know, Fatal Push into cast into, like, they're just 1, 2, 3, 4 into their removal spells. And so you can't really get on the board. Like, yeah, creature decks you can't untap with right now. But this is where the meta is right now. This is how you beat the meta. You just say, I win. I don't care what you're doing, I just win. Game stops now. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. Take care. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.